what's important to you? Your morning coffee? Making time to walk your dog? Or getting that assignment to your boss on time? Or is it important for you to spend time with your family? Maybe the most important thing to you would be the assignment that you need to take on time to your boss. Okay, now another question. What's valuable to you? Maybe to that you will answer that spending time with your family is valuable to you. So certain things are important to us, but certain things are valuable. If yes, then healthy relationships are a core value for you. People who like to spend time with their family value healthy relationships. So core values are the principles by which you live your life. They decide what comes first for you from a list of things, because they are what matter the most to you when it comes to a lot of other things in your personal and professional life. So these are core values, and your values are that little voice in your head that often talks to you and tells you what's important for you and what matters to you. What is it that you care about? So your values are the things that you believe are extremely valuable to you. So these are core values and morals about which we are going to talk today. These values define who we are while helping us find our purpose. So if you want to find your purpose in life, then you must know what your values are. Some good examples of core values are a person who is reliable, a person who is dependable, someone who is respectful, loyal, committed, or caring. Which one of these are you? Can you relate to any of these qualities? Well, if you can relate to any of these, then that is your core value. And as an adult, people around the world are tending to lose the core values, and that's why it's hard for us to decide what's important for us, and we end up living a very non-satisfactory and unhappy life because we don't know what's valuable to us. So join me in this session where today I'm going to talk about core values and morals to you. What's valuable for you? That's the topic for the day. You're watching me on Skillopedia, the place to learn skills for the real world. And today we are developing core values. So in this session today, I'm going to ask you 5 major questions. Let's start with the first question. So my first question is, do you think core values affect our decisions? Well, let's try to answer this. Let me give you an example. Remember that thing that you bought once, which you really didn't need at that time, but you just felt like you want it? Maybe a dress or maybe a phone, but you didn't need it, but you still got it and you decided to spend money on it. You made that decision to spend money not so wisely because you were spending money on something that was not valuable to you. So what do you think? How did you feel after that? Think about it. Now it is the end of the month and the bills are due. You need to pay all your bills. Maybe now would be the time where you would like to have that money back so that you're not so stressed out. But that decision of yours caused you so much stress because you spent money at the wrong place and at the wrong time. That happens when you live a life that is not based on your core values. We tend to make wrong choices, and those choices affect us later in our life. But if we keep our core values in place, which means if we make them important for us, in this example, if we value money and we would not have bought that thing that we so wanted but did not needed, we wouldn't have to suffer later. So it's true that core values affect our everyday decisions. We should keep valuable things first and not our wants. So now let me ask you the next question. Do you think core values make life easier? Well, let's try to answer this one as well. So, in this situation, if you want people around you to be loyal to you, and due to some reason, you end up becoming disloyal to someone else, maybe you're lying to someone or cheating on someone, then what you're doing is you're actually hurting your own conscience, which means that you will not be able to be at peace. So if you don't live according to your own values and principles, you will not be able to live at peace with yourself. In short, you will lose your peace and life will become very hard for you. Now let's say that you really value honesty, okay? And every time you're tempted to lie, which means in a situation you feel that, okay, if I lie, maybe I'll get out of the situation. But just because you value honesty, you choose to be honest. Maybe this might hurt you, but this will give you a peace of heart and a confidence about yourself. And it will also give you a clear conscience. So if your choices do not agree with your values, you will find yourself to be extremely unhappy and not so satisfied. And you won't even know why is that happening with you. So the answer to this second question is yes, core values do make life easier because they allow us to be more happy and satisfied. Now let's look at the third question for this session. How do we find out what are our personal core values? All of us have different important values in our life, and they are very important to us, as I've told you in the previous 2 points. So here are 2 ways to find out what is your personal core value which you should stick to in your life to be more happy. So start with something that you already know. Let's talk about your morals. If you know what your morals are, you will also know what your core values are, because they are both practically the same thing. Think about it. If it is morally important to you to arrive at your workplace and focus on nothing else but on work during your office hours, it will also be true that you carry the reputation of an honest and committed employee. So this is what you carry from core values. Every job that you go to, they will know that you're an efficient employee because you're on time and during your office hours, you always focus on work. Or maybe let's say you're the kind of person who likes to put their phone away when on a date. This probably means that you are a morally loyal person and you want to make sure that your partner knows that you value the time that you spend with them. So this shows that as a core value, you put your relationships first. And you also work hard to be a dedicated employee and to show people that you care. So here you are. You have already found out what your core value is. So that's why you could say that respect and commitment are your personal core values. And once you know that they are, I'm sure you'll stick to them. So my fourth question to you for the day is, what should you do with your core values? Now that you know that honesty and commitment is your core value, what should you do with them? So the first thing is, you should prioritize your values, which means that just sit down and make a list of all the values that you can think of and think about all of them. So don't set a limit of how many values you need to write. You can just write as many values as you can think of. But now allow yourself to decide which value is more important to you. This will help you have a clear direction in life. In all your decisions, make sure to apply those values. And this is the key to a satisfactory life and a clear conscience. So this is what you're supposed to do with your core values. You need to prioritize them, which means you need to put them on top of your list. This way, you will know that you need to maintain honesty or maybe commitment in all your decisions if they are at the top of your list. Now, my final question is, should we be afraid of changing our core values in the future? Of course, we are all human beings and our priorities and choices change. So let's say you were single when you made this list. So that time work was on top, okay? Dedication was on top of your list. But then you got married and then spending time with your family got on top of the list. So in such a case, you could simply rework your list, which means that you are allowing yourself to change your values over time depending on your situations. So this way, do not be afraid of changing your values if the situations require you to. So my dear friends, here we are at the end of the session, and I hope this was fruitful for you. You must remember that your values should help you in creating the best life and a satisfactory, happy life. You make the rules, so be patient with yourself and dedicate your time to discover the real values of your life. And you will be amazed at the things you can accomplish with them. You will have a better purpose and a clear direction for your life if you have your core values in place. So all the best in all areas of your life. I hope you use these core value tips to decide what your personal values are. Thank you for watching this session with me. I'll see you guys very soon with another session on Skillopedia. See you very soon. Take care of yourself. Bye.